First time in a long time that I've been over here on YouTube. Well, it's been a little bit over a week now. I ended up catching a strike. Yeah, I seen 21 people, okay? There was at least a few people that managed to get in there and started watching the Hatchet Man video, and it was about 20 minutes long, right? And I got hit for the stupid community guideline strike for violence and gore, or whatever the hell they want to call it. And I think that it's totally ridiculous. It's still totally fully up and monetized over there at the good old place, for the place where I've been for the past week, over there on Rumble. Big ups to them. It's a great platform, and it's definitely the secondary place where I'd like to go, but obviously the largest audience is going to be on YouTube, at least for right now. If they keep on making the moves that they are, well, they're just going to become irrelevant, and sooner rather than later. Couldn't be more happy for their stupid decisions. But anyways, no, I was talking about it, and you'll hear about it the next video, the last video of the day. Unless you're over here on Rumble, this is going to be the last video of the day. I'll explain here in a moment. But the reason that video that got taken down, where you can still find the full Axe video in its entirety, like, nobody got chopped or anything, except for that poor table and that goddamn glass partition, which I knew what it was saying behind its back. But, okay, the only time that I could really parse out any sort of graphic material was when the dude who went back and got his hatchet afterwards was getting smacked about the back of his head by a bunch of high school simps. And then for the rest of the video, because again, that breakdown was just like a quarter of the entirety of the video, for the next 15 minutes, I was just talking about what it means to be a man and how it's important to not find yourself in those situations, not be simping for pussy that you're not getting, okay, and how to conduct yourself accordingly. And then I was thinking about it after a while. It's like, oh, okay, cool, I got struck within about the first hour and change when it was up, and it's like, that doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense. I filed the appeal, and then within about 5 goddamn minutes ended up getting a response to it. It's like, nope, yep, yeah, just that video, man, or something like that. They never give you a full breakdown as to why you are banned, so that's just what I'm positing, okay? If it was just the video, breaking it down, going, wow, that's crazy, that guy grabbed a hatchet, that's the last thing I would have expected, that video would still be fully up, and it might even be monetized, who knows? But I decided to dabble into the things that I like to talk about, and then they're like, no, hatchet attack, trying to say that emotional men are weak men, and you can't be doing that? Yeah, we need to go ahead and get rid of that video. So I'm just going to be light on playing any sort of videos here, especially until about the 19th of December, when the strike ends up just falling off the channel, so I can be back in good boy status. But it's all funny considering, because you get the warning first when you have a YouTube channel, right? When you get a bunch of strikes and shit like that, because this is what, the 10th or 11th strike I've been through, appealed. Some of them you win, some of them you lose. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. You're a veteran in this game. When you've been around for as long as I have, a couple years at this point, and I caught my warning strike in February of 2021, it's still on there. Funnily enough, it's for medical misinformation. Back when Bill Gates was pushing the jab super hard. Yeah, I was breaking down all that stuff. Funny, that video is still up and fully monetized over on Rumble as well, because again, superior platform, just the reach isn't quite there yet. But they're signing a bunch of good people and bringing a bunch of people on board, and I really like the moves that they're doing, as opposed to the ones that that motherfucker's doing. Oh, that one right there, the red button. They're just full of fucking idiots at this point, run by a bunch of fucking globalist shills. But yeah, it's funny because also YouTube decided to change their policy when it comes to what you can say about the jab and its efficacy. But because that's, I guess, a legacy strike, that one doesn't matter. So that warning that's always going to be on this channel for as long as it exists is going to be there under guidelines that are no longer applicable. Weird how all this shit works out. But regardless, no use crying about spilt milk. What we're going to be doing going forward, it's going to be a little bit of an experiment, okay? Good folks over here, Rumble, you guys aren't going to notice a goddamn thing. Nothing's going to change. 3, 4, 5 o'clock is when you're going to be getting the content every single day. But for my folks that I haven't been talking to over here on YouTube specifically, you guys are going to be noticing something different, okay? And it's like, okay, I got that strike, and it's like I got all this back content, everything that I was ready to release over the week that I was suspended. Well, what the fuck am I going to end up doing, okay? I still have other places where I can post my stuff, and I can just get everything that I'm thinking off of my chest, so I'm not going to stop producing content, right? But then I got this back catalog of stuff that I'm going going to be releasing during that week, and everybody over on Rumble has already seen it, so what the hell am I going to do with all this stuff? So for everybody over here on YouTube and both of the folks that are over there on Odyssey, I'd like to do something with that platform, but I don't know, man. There's a lot of infighting that's over there, and shit's still getting mirrored, and I don't really pay that much attention to it because, well, there's not a lot of growth to be had over there. Sorry, we're just fucking spitting facts right now. Okay, so specifically talking about YouTube. So you're still going to be getting the content, except for today. Today's a little bit weird because the strike runs off at whatever it runs off. It's supposed to be 6:30 my time. Not entirely sure how that's all going to work, and I got to organize a bunch of shit today and tomorrow. But regardless, you're still going to be getting stuff starting tomorrow. And today as well. It's just going to be a little bit of a different schedule. I'll figure something out by the time that this all gets done and dusted. So what you're going to be seeing is stuff Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Okay, this is going to be the schedule. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, you're going to be getting 6 videos. 6 videos a day. Now, this is mostly because I got all this back-end content. And then I got a bunch of content that I've been recording this week that I've been suspended over here. So what am I going to do with all of these videos? All of these goddamn videos? Well, it's kind of a test run here. Okay. It's kind of the old quartering strategy where we're just going to blast everybody's feed and just see if you can brute force your way through the algorithm. I was doing really well at the time that I got the fucking hit that I did, so expect a couple of videos in regards to the big old titty teacher. Don't worry, those will be coming. A couple of them should be coming out here today. Not for Rumble. You guys had one yesterday and then a couple of days before and then the first day that I got suspended. You guys already seen all that shit. So those are going to be coming out very, very shortly over the next few videos here, however everything gets worked out. So I'll be blasting some of the best hits that I did over the previous week today and then start working everything out at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. So 6 videos a day. I know that seems like a lot, but I got a bunch of old videos and I got a whole bunch of new ones that I need to upload onto the channel and then just get going. Okay. And again, need to make up for lost time because I was doing really good and things are starting to get traction. I just don't know what the fuck it's going to look like going forward now. So right now, I just want to catch up on something current in the news, okay, because my bread and butter content, my political content was catching on as well, and because we have some sort of a hurricane going through Florida, which again, of course, it wouldn't be complete if you didn't have a climate-related emergency going down for the Biden administration and one of these fucking idiots also trying to jump on the bandwagon to make terrible fucking takes. And especially Amy Klobuchar, like the bitch is a fucking senator from Minnesota. You couldn't get you couldn't get a dumber take from somebody in a less relevant state if you could fucking ask for it. Okay, like, if she was going to talk about massive snowfall warnings, okay, I'd listen to her because that's at least within her constituency. But fucking hurricane advice, okay, and especially when it's as stupid as this, strap in. She could have been your guys' president, by the way. Yeah, no, she was up there on the debate stage, actually doing better than the current vice president. Just go ahead and let that sink in for a moment. But Amy Klobuchar mocked after implying that Democrat policies could help prevent hurricanes. Like what, Amy? Like what do you have to say? It's not like there hasn't been, a whole bunch of the hurricanes throughout fucking history, okay? Regardless of who's in the White House, okay? Hurricanes existed during the Clinton administration. Yes, the Bush administration. There was a bad one that fucking locked down New Jersey during Barack Obama, okay? The one where Chris Christie made an even bigger asshole out of himself by hugging and crying on an old Barry's shoulder. So, okay, I'll just, I don't know. I never thought that a legitimate emergency would be preemptively co-opted for the purpose of politics, but here we are. Social media users mocked Senator Amy Klobuchar after the senator essentially suggested during a TV appearance that Democrat policies could help prevent hurricanes during an appearance on MSNBC's Morning Joe, where all of the dumbest takes are obviously happening. Klobuchar bragged that Democrats just did something about climate change for the first time in decades. So how is that going to help? And again, we'll accept the premise, okay? We'll just go ahead and say that, yes, Democrats are trying to do something about climate. At least that's the way that they're saying, okay? Especially when it comes to not drilling for oil so that people won't be fucking freezing to death during the winter, which should hit home for you, Klobuchar, because again, Minnesota. Okay, there's going to be an energy shortage, or at least a little bit of a squeeze, or a massive increase when it comes to spending. Wouldn't that be something that the people voting for you would have a little bit of a want and need for you to voice your expertise on. Just saying. But you think by Democrats doing something about climate change right now would somehow prevent a hurricane? I'll let her explain, because this is not making any sense to me. Because there is no known Democrat policy that has stopped a hurricane. Joe Biden, he just thought up something new. Something about building a wall around Florida and going to make the cold and the warm waters mixing pay for it. I don't know. I think he co-opted it from somewhere. But Klobuchar's remark prompted mockery across social media. Did Amy Klobuchar suggest voting for Democrats will stop hurricanes? RNC Research asked. That's the most based wing of the old establishment Republicans. Like, every once in a while, I'll see a tweet on that dying platform that'll come forward and actually have a usable quote. It's a little bit fucking weird. Senator Klobuchar bizarrely suggests that voting for Democrats in 2022 will somehow stop hurricanes. Tea Party patriots observed, and as another chimed in, hurricanes or Democrats, what's more destructive? Well, we need to define our rules of combat. I know what you're inkling at, but let's be honest, it's Democrats. Amy Klobuchar is a woman who ate her salad with a comb. So don't be surprised that she thinks Dems can stop hurricanes. No, I heard Captain Planet actually voted in 2020, and guess who we voted for? Anyways, so yeah, no, that's serious. Hurricane Ian is going to be making landfall very shortly. Like, I don't even know what the time frame is on this one, but what I can be certain of is that Joe Biden has not called Ron DeSantis. That's a little bit fucked, don't you think? Like, I know that there's that playful banter that they have in the fucking media, or maybe there's some kind of deep-seated actual hatred between the two. But when it comes to the president of the United fucking States, that includes Florida. By the way, just saying, you should be taking care of the people that are going to be affected, because we've seen all the forecasts, we've seen the maps that are going to be out there, not those ones, those belong on walls, but the one of the hurricane trajectory, and it's going to be cutting through the middle of Florida. Like, this isn't going to be winging Miami or anything like that. This is cutting right through the motherfucker. So theoretically, if everything all pans out, like, the federal government might need to intervene, because this is going to be a multi-state affair, my guy. Why hasn't Biden called DeSantis? Yeah, that's a little fucked. White House peppered with questions over why president has spoken to 3 Florida mayors. Yeah, why would he do that? Because, again, if you were just going to offer services to certain cities that are affected, like Jackson, Mississippi, is that the place that had the bad water? Yeah, they got that all patched up because, again, Democratic mayor in a deep red city, or a deep red state, whatever, regardless. But no, Biden offered all the support that they needed on that one. But this is going to be an entire state or a multi-state disaster. If everything all pans out, okay? I hope it doesn't. I hope that this just becomes like a nice little lightning storm that people can go out and take a look at outside of their garage or sit on their porch. Just a little bit of light rain and a nice little fun thunderstorm and maybe a light breeze to blow the wind chimes. I'm not hoping for a catastrophe, but let's say that there is. How does Biden spin this? Oh, if Ron actually cared about the hurricane making landfall, instead of flying out illegal immigrants to Martha's Vineyard, should have tossed a couple into the hurricane. It would have made their way up the coast. He's not an efficient man. He just likes to burn fossil fuels in his jets and stuff. I'm going to Delaware for the weekend. Joe Biden still hasn't spoken with Governor Ron DeSantis about a Category 3 hurricane heads to Florida, and his administration dodged questions on why the call hasn't happened ahead of the storm hitting landfall. Yeah, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. And like, I know, if this is the first time in a week that you've been seeing me, yeah, I know the chemotherapy is finally kicked in, but I think that gay black lady, the normal speaker at the White House podium, I know that she's a press secretary, but she likes to refer to herself as the first gay black lady to have ever taken the podium. I'll just go ahead and refer to her preferred form of address, at least partial bit of it. Needs a haircut, long and short of it. Cut your fucking hair, hippie. Gay black hippie, sorry. Biden spoke with Republican Governor Kay Ivey of Alabama, Asa Hutchinson of Arkansas, fuck that dude, and Greg Abbott of Texas, when they were also facing weather-related emergencies. Not of this one, okay, not of this one. But again, Alabama could very well be in the path of this as well. Arkansas might get a tail bit of it, but I don't see any models that show that Texas would be affected by this. So this could just be just an overarching thing. Like specifically the one that pops out in my mind when it comes to Texas is the ice storm that happened very early in the Biden administration. So again, like rest of this shit doesn't make a lick of goddamn sense. FEMA Administrator Deanne Criswell. Oh, that's the bitch with the lovely vest. Did any dudes work in the Biden administration? Like every time we see the head of an organization come out, it's always a woman. Equality, right? Which just means supremacy in today's day and age. But I'm sure all of, the on the ground people, probably all guys. Let's fucking keep it a buck. Because again, do you ever see anybody who looks at anything approximating the fucking middle-aged Karen or gay black lady out there fucking toting around sandbags? Come on now. But anyways, yeah, she said that the White House press briefing that the communication between President Biden and DeSantis administration had zero impact on how her agency functions. So were there communications or weren't there? In the past, the Biden had made calls to governors in situations like natural disasters, a reporter noted when questioning Criswell on Tuesday. Can you articulate how these determinations are made and why it hasn't been made in the case to have the president call the governor? All right, it's Tuesday. Jesus, I thought it was Monday for some reason. Anyways, Criswell dodged the question, noting that she spoke with DeSantis on Friday. Yeah, when the models were, it could just go right around Florida, but now it's like, oh no, it's running right through that motherfucker. What are we going to be doing about that? Well, if you guys need a hand with anything, just give us a call, see what we can do. We might be busy elsewhere, though. Don't know. Why hasn't it been made in the case to have the president call the governor? Criswell dodged the question, noting that she speaks with DeSantis, yes, on Friday, and has placed senior members on her team with the governor to help the meeting that needs created by the impending storm. So exactly, yeah. Hurricanes have everything to do with politics and nothing to do with politics at the exact same time. Boy, the world of the Democratic Party is just a wild one, because everything can be anything depending on what you need it to be according to current talking points. Unfucking believable. It's nice to be back on the platform. And yes, just in closing, 6 videos today, tomorrow, all the way in through until Monday. I'll see what the views look like. I'll see if you guys like that. If you don't like that, that's fine. You just, again, the new stuff is going to be the first 3 of the day, and the older legacy stuff over the past week that was put out on Rumble are going to be the final 3 videos, so don't worry if you guys, for whatever fucking reason, and again, I would be a hypocrite to say that, turn on notifications or anything like that. You only get 3 notifications today, or per day, sorry, and even those are sporadic, okay? So if you have your notification bell turned on, and if it's late in the day, and if you guys live a life where you need to go to bed early, and you have your phone by you for whatever reason, watch some of the other content that's on the other channel. Okay, well, I tell you that having electronics around you when you go to sleep is terrible for your sleeping pattern. But regardless, you won't be getting any additional notifications. It's just going to be the 3 at the regular time, 3, 4, 5. I'm talking local time. Wherever the hell you are, just apply it. Mountain time, -7. Wherever you are in the world, work it out for yourself. But then the other content is just going to be in the subsequent hours. So 6, 7, and 8. I guess that's the way that it would work, right? 4, 5. Yeah, so 6, 7, and 8. See how that works out. If you guys like that, if you like the whole bunch of content, some of it's going to be a little outdated, but not really. You'll be able to adjust it accordingly. But if you like that, they'll just have to figure out the way that this shit works, because there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about, a lot of stuff that I cut, and I just couldn't imagine not working every single day. So glad to be back. Good to see y'all. And I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.